Hey everyone, welcome to the first installment of our recorded video series highlighting the newest features released for Oracle Cloud Planning. We'll be recording and releasing videos on a monthly basis to make sure that everyone is up to speed on the latest and greatest that Oracle has to offer. Today in our inaugural session, what we'll be focusing on is what Oracle calls Forms 2.0. Now, anyone who's used planning forms through the web before will be intimately aware of what will forever now be known as Forms 1.0. Forms 2.0 is an update to forms as they previously existed with some key improvements that I'm going to focus on in today's video. Now, I'm going to focus on three major benefits that I have found just from a month of playing around in Forms 2.0. Those three benefits will include an advanced member selection, the supporting detail, which will now be known as line item details, and the display of smart list values. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is jump into a web form and show you the new Forms 2.0 view of things. Now, when our form opens up, what you'll see immediately is a more streamlined view of the member selection here. So I can show you with Entity and Cost Center, if I want to make some changes to the selections here, I can simply click on a member in the dropdown that I can see here. I can click on a member. And what you'll notice is that the screen flashed there really quickly, but what's actually happening is without clicking on the go arrow like you're used to doing, you're probably used to making selections and there being an arrow you click here to go or to refresh the web form. Now, as soon as I click on sales here, I'm going to get a refreshed view. Same thing is true if I were to change this to a marketing cost center. I've got updated values almost instantaneously. So gone are the days of making your selections through a member selector here and needing to click the go arrow. The go arrow is now a thing of the past. While this dropdown is really great and it shows you the level 0 members that I want to select from for either entity or for cost center, we also can go back in and actually use the member selector and drill into the hierarchy to see the members that are available for selection. Now, in the Forms 1.0 version of things, if I were to drill into these hierarchies, each of these successive layers would show up in a new window horizontally. So what you'll see here is an improved navigation for drilling into a hierarchy. This looks more similar to what you would see in Smart View, where as you drill down, the selections available to you just show up indented, visible here in the left pane. When I make a selection, it shows up here on the right. And if I wanted to change from E2000 that I previously had selected, when I select 2100 and click OK, automatically I'm getting refreshed values here. So again, no more using the go arrow. The simple selection here in my dropdown makes it so much easier for me to toggle between my selectable entity and cost centers. So that's our first benefit. The next benefit I want to show is the supporting detail that is now known as line item details. Now, for those of you who are unaware, line item details, or in the old world, supporting details, is a way of building up detail to create a line in your budget. So if I was building consulting fees and I wanted to plan the fees for that, but I wanted to plan for consultant 1 and consultant 2, I can use line item detail to build up additional detail beneath that line that I'm showing in my budget. If I wanted to, I can copy these values across, and then I can plan additional expenses for the second consultant. And what I get is a total at the consulting fee levels. Now, what's great about this new version of line item detail is that it's visible directly beneath the line in the form. In the old world, this would be a separate pop-up where I need to add children in a more cumbersome way. I need to click save in order to see those values appear here. What I can do in my line item detail below is when I click apply, I'm getting an instant total up above for consulting fees. So if that number doesn't look correct and I want to change what that value is, I just change my detail down below. I apply it, and now I've got updated totals, again, almost instantaneously there. You can always toggle these two settings here to add or subtract your value. So you can see I'm adding 2,500 plus 2,500 to get 5,000 per month for my consulting fees. You could add as many lines as you'd like here, or you can actually change the operator to get to the total that you're looking for. So again, this is a new feature in Forms 2.0. And when I say new feature, it's an enhancement to the existing supporting detail. But in my view, this is a much better way of looking at things. Now, if I want to remove this, I'll just click the X, delete all rows. It'll prompt me to say, do you want to delete these cells? Yes, I want to set them to pound missing. When I click apply, it's going to remove all of those. So again, the supporting detail, or again, line item detail, as it will forever be known now, is a great way of adding additional detail below the lowest level of detail in your application. And to do that, it's just that simple right click, line item details, and it will populate and auto generate a starting point there for you. So as I had mentioned before, that is the second major benefit that I wanted to call out. The third benefit that I think is worth pointing out is the use of smart list values. Now, if I go to new hire planning in our workforce planning module, we have smart list values here that are evidenced by the drop-down list. Now, in Forms 1.0, when I would click this drop-down, this list of values was liable to show up anywhere on the page. It wasn't going to show up immediately underneath here the way that you would expect it to. Now I can see these values show up directly underneath the dropdown, just as you would expect if you were trying to enter values here from a list of values. So the look and feel is more similar to if you're using a list in Excel, right? You get that dropdown directly underneath where you are trying to fill in the value for, and it makes the user interface, the user experience, just a whole lot better, a lot more user-friendly in my opinion. And while this is a smaller benefit, it is a benefit. It is another immediate impact that you will see when you're using smart list values through the web interface like we do in this form. Again, I've got my drop downs available, my selections here for entity and cost center. So those enhanced member selections are immediately evident here in this form as well. So guys, that wraps it up. Those are the three key features in Forms 2.0 that I wanted to highlight for you all. So that will do it for our introductory recording, our introductory video in this, what will become an ongoing video series. So please join us again next month where we will highlight some new features and functionality for you. We're really looking forward to sharing this with you all on an ongoing basis. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining and have a good day.